Good morning, learners. Our subject for this morning is English 5 for Quarter 3, Week 3. And our topic is restating sentences and summarizing information from various text types. Your comprehension on the passages you read or statements heard can be shown if you are able to express your thoughts and ideas in your own words and understanding. After going through this lesson, you are expected to first restate sentences heard in one's own words. 2. Summarize information from various text types. Restating an idea is saying it in other terms or words. A restatement uses different sentence formation. In restating an idea, do not to change the word per word structure of the text. Instead, organize the thoughts in mind and come up in putting it together in own words in a different way. Take a look on the example below. This is the original passage. As stated in Animal Planet, the hippopotamus is the third largest land mammal after elephants and rhinoceroses. It grows up to 16 feet long and 5 feet tall. An average female hippo can weigh around 1,400 kilograms, and a hippo male can weigh up to 4,500 kilograms according to San Diego. And here is the restated passage in own words. Hippopotamus is the third largest land mammal after elephants and rhinoceroses as said by the Animal Planet. It can get bigger by 16 feet long and 5 feet tall. And according to San Diego, a female hippo can normally weigh up to 1,400 kilograms compared to a male hippo, which may gain up to 4,400 kilograms. The strategies used in the example above is restating idea are as follows. 1. Start your first sentence in different point from that of the original text. In the example shown above, notice that we started by introducing the topic, hippopotamus, then followed by the supporting statements of the topic, and the essential information are cited in a completely different manner. Number 2, use synonyms. Synonyms are words or phrases with the same meaning. In the example above, observe the use of synonyms like gross, bigger, average, normal. You can also use a thesaurus as your reference in finding synonyms of a word. However, don't overdo. The use of some same words as the original text is still acceptable. Number 3, modify the sentence structure. For instance, if the sentence was originally in the active voice, change it to passive voice. An active voice is when a sentence is led by the subject or the thing, the doing action. And when the object or the thing receiving the action leads the sentence is written in the passive voice. This Example, original passage. As stated in Animal Planet, the hippopotamus is the third largest land mammal after elephant and rhinoceroses. And this is the restated passage. Hippopotamus is the third largest land mammal after elephants and rhinoceroses as said by the Animal Planet. Number 4. Classify the information and have it in separate sentences. Although restating sentences will usually result in a word count about the same as the original text, you may try to consider the number of sentences to make the text different. In the example above, one long sentence was divided into two. The opposite could also be the case. For instance, if the original text is composed of two sentences, you may combine the information into one. In contrast, summarizing is a brief overview of an entire discussion or passage's read. People often summarize to emphasize important points of certain text. When you summarize, too much details and examples may be removed, for this will distract the readers from the most important information. The chart below can be used to summarize the essential idea of a passage. So we have the main idea, and then we have 3 supporting details. Here is an example. So the original passage is, Philippine eagles are well adapted to life in thick mountainous forest. Their short, broad wings and a squared-off tail enable them to rise vertically between trees. They can move around with speed and agility through branches and vines. They can skillfully snatch monkeys, birds, and other mammals from trees. They have taloned feet and tear meat with sharp, hooked beaks. To get the main points of the passage, we can use the technique given. So here is the organizer. So we have the main idea is Philippine eagles are well adapted to mountainous forest, while the 3 supporting details, speed and agility, broad wings, and squared-off tail, and then skillful. After noting the important points, summarize the original passage. So this is the summarized passage. Philippine eagles are well adapted to mountainous forest. Their broad wings and squared-off tail make them move with speed and agility to skillfully survive. Take note, a clearer picture between the 2 skills is shown on the table below. In restating, you are saying the same idea but with your own words. Next, you can choose how much to restate. And last, you are clarifying the statement. While in summarizing, you are telling the important points of a passage. Next, you must include important ideas. And last, you are compressing the statement. For the development, here is the directions. Restate the following sentences in own words. Write the answers on a paper or notebook. First, the space shuttle has a robot arm. It helps move things into and out of the shuttle. It can also hold an astronaut who is working in space. Mars rovers are robots. They drive around on the land. So here is the possible answer. The robot arm in space shuttle helps move things in and out. Astronaut who is working in space can be carried by this, and when on land, it can drive you around. Number 2. 3 NASA rovers are on Mars. 2 of them are still working. Stardust was first robot sent to a comet. It brought bits of the comet back to Earth in January 2006. In the possible answer, Mars has 3 NASA rovers. The first rover sent to a comet was Stardust. In January 2006, it brought bits of comet back to Earth. Number 3. In the past, robots had helped NASA explore. Today, they are still significant to NASA. In the future, robots will be used to help return humans to the moon and to travel to Mars and beyond. Possible answer: NASA exploration was made possible through the help of robots. And up to the present and in the future, robots will still be significant. And it will help humans to return to the moon and travel to Mars and beyond. For another activity, here is the directions. Read the passage below, find the main idea of the text, and look for the supporting details that explains the main idea. Use the chart below and write the answer on a paper or notebook. So here is the passage. Television has good effects as well as harmful ones. The violent crime-filled pictures shown on television may contribute to an impression that the world is evil. It may result in a fearful or negative view of the world. The television commercials urging us to buy various goods may create a feeling of dissatisfaction in us. If we fail to buy their goods, which the television advertisements tell us that everybody has. And here is the organizer. So we have the main idea and 3 supporting details. Okay, what is the main idea? So good and harmful effects of television. And the first supporting detail, we have violent crime-filled pictures. And the second supporting detail, fearful or negative view. And the last supporting detail, feeling of dissatisfaction. And here is the restated passage. Television has good and harmful effects, like violent, crime-filled pictures that may result to a fearful, negative view and may create a feeling of dissatisfaction to viewers. For the engagement directions, summarize the statements below. Write the answer on a paper. Okay, let me read the first one. Long ago, people sent their lives roaming in search of food. They went from place to place looking for wild plants. They hunted and fished wild animals. Then, people found they could tame certain animals. They learned to grow plants such as rice and wheat. People stopped roaming and settled down as farmers. Okay, so here is the possible answer. People searched for food from place to place. They hunted for wild plants and animals. They found and learned to grow plants and settled down as farmers. Number 2, the first farmers planted seeds simply by scattering them on the ground, which was quite wasteful. Some seeds were blown away. Birds ate some seeds that remained on the soil surface. Still, farmers used this method for planting for hundreds of years. And here is the possible answer. Scattering the seeds on the ground was quite wasteful. Some seeds were blown away and eaten by birds. For hundreds of years, still, the farmers used this method of planting. Number 3. Inhabiting tropical rainforest, Philippine eagles are well adapted to life in thick, mountainous forests. Their short, broad wings and a squared-off tail enable them to rise vertically between trees. They can move around with speed and agility through branches and vines. They can skillfully snatch monkeys, birds, and other mammals from trees. They have talon feet and tear the meat with sharp hook beaks. And the possible answer? Philippine eagles are well adapted to life in mountainous forest. Their short, broad wings and squared-off tail enable them to move with speed and agility for survival. Okay, for another activity, here is the directions. Read the passage below. Restate the text in own words. Write the answer on a paper or notebook. Okay, so let me read the passage. Climate is the overall state of weather in a place over a long period of time. Climates have changed over time in Earth's history. Climate change may be due to changes in the amount of energy from the sun or the amount of dust in the atmosphere. In recent years, scientists have discovered that temperatures are gradually rising around the world. This trend is also known as global warming. It is important to learn more about how climate changes because it affects the environment and a way of life. So here is the possible answer. Climate is the state of weather in a place over a long period of time. It changed over time in Earth's history. The changes in the amount of energy from the sun may result to climate change. Temperatures are gradually rising around the world as discovered by scientists. This is known as global warming, wherein it affects the environment and way of life, and that's why it is important to learn all about climate change. For the assimilation, here is the directions. Read the article below and answer the questions that follow on a paper. And here is the passage. On this age of technology, sources of information include both print and non-print materials. You have the choice which to use, so you should know how these materials are different from each other. Print materials refers to all paper publications in printed form. Examples of this are published books, journals, magazines, newspapers, dictionaries, and encyclopedias. All this you can hold and grab. You can scan through their pages and read the contents conveniently. It is said that they are reliable and and affordable for most people who value these resources. On the other hand, non-print materials are those that have special formats. The information they give can only be accessed or reached by using machines or digital equipment like computers, tablets, and cellular phones. Examples of these materials are e-books, e-journals, e-photographs, compact discs, records, slides, videos, and films. These can relay information faster. Now, the choice is yours. Let us now answer the questions. What is the main idea of the article? Answer: print and non-print sources of information. Number 2, what are the two sources of technology to gather information? Answer: print and non-print. Number 3, how these two sources differ from each other? Answer: print materials refer to all paper publication in printed form, while non-print materials are those that have special formats. And for the number 4 question, write the best summary you can for the article above. And here is my answer. The sources of information include both print and non-print materials. It is important to know how these materials differ from each other. Print materials refer to all paper publications in printed form, while non-print materials are those that have special formats. For the assessment, here is the direction, or here are the directions. Read the passages below or passage below. Use the chart learned in getting the important points of the text and write the summarized statement. Answer this activity on a paper or notebook. So here is the passage. Okay, let me read it. Water shortage is becoming a serious problem in the city because of the growing population. That is why the city government has to take concrete steps to address it. One solution is to make more water available through recycling. The building of more desalination plants may be done, but it is very expensive. Another solution that the city officials are doing now is educating the people so they do not waste water. Meanwhile, there is also a move of the government to protect existing water supplies from being polluted. There are some more ideas to help solve the problem, but maybe the ultimate solution is that everyone must become actively involved. So you have to write the main idea, the supporting details, and the summarized passage. Okay, so the main idea of the passage is water shortage is a serious problem in the city. And the first supporting details, make more water available through recycling. And the second supporting detail, build more desalination plants. And the last one, educate the people. If you are going to summarize the answer, we have this. Water shortage is a serious problem in the city. The concrete steps to address it are the following. make water available through recycling, build more desalination plants, and educate the people so they do not waste water. Further reflection, in your notebook, write your personal insights about the lesson using the prompts below. I understand that blank. I realize that blank. I need to learn more about blank. And that concludes our lesson for this morning about restating sentences and summarizing information from various text types. I hope that you learn a lot from our lesson for this morning. Thank you, and God bless everyone.